It's cold. -30 is cold. See if this works. Easy does it. Easy does it. Still on? Still on? Easy does it, come on. Okay. Okay. Yes. Easy does it. HH Theaters, get creative. HH Theater presents. Broke HH Theaters presents. In association with Corktown Cinnamon Treats, Cinnamon Rolls, Cinema Treats, Cinematic Treats. Okay. Something like this. Something like this. All this for some broth, huh? To rescue the frozen broth, the very frozen broth. All right. Ready, Staniel? I heard your Baldwin the other day. It wasn't bad. If you wouldn't mind narrating, doing your decent Baldwin, that'd be great. I'm ready. You go ahead when you're ready. Frozen broth. Here we go. Oh, broth, where art thou? Ready, go. Stand. Let's go. Daniel, do it. Go. Let's go. You know how cold it is out here? It's freezing. What the feels like temperatures out here? Feels like hell. Perplexed by the last statement, our narrator couldn't even talk, even if he could. Let's go. Oh, you're waiting. Tell me next time. I forgot I start. Sorry, Stan. Yes, I brought them. I do the line and then you put the setting, right? I do the line, you do the setting. I know I brought them. It was on the checklist and I checked it. So they have to be here. You know we're out here because of you. You could have just put it in the freezer. You know, you had to go beyond the behind. You had to go beyond the leftover Christmas chocolates. You had to go beyond 30 degrees. Yeah. But that's you, creating adventures. Resident Entertainment. Here we are. Got him. These craisins are making me frozen. These craisins are making me frozen. These craisins are making me frozen. These craisins are frozen. Immediately after making this statement, we found our presumed protagonist, Roe, about to set on his venture to find the very frozen broth. Setting, Corktown, Detroit, Michigan, on the final day of the premier month of 2019. Temperatures beyond words to describe. Below words to describe. All-time lows shall suffice. Hashtag David Bowie, ashes to ashes. Hashtag make some sort of connection between this and the motto of Detroit, and between this and the general idea of Corktown coffee toast for better things to come. Stand. Work on your bald a little bit, but we'll take it. These craisins are frozen. These craisins are frozen. These craisins are frozen. These craisins are frozen. As was everything that day. The final day of the premier month of 2019. The craisins, the broth, and most hearts. Immediately after making this statement, as stated, Rose sets out on his adventure to find the frozen broth of hot potato soup extra chunky. It begins. This broth could be anywhere. nice if it was in the freezer. But then again, we wouldn't have an adventure, would we? We must have an adventure, shan't we? Shan't we? Shan't we? Shan't we? Shanty. Shanty. I could use a shanty. Here we go. Equipment required. Selfie stick / golf ball retriever. Very thick mittens. On top of very thick mittens. On top of invisible glove lotion. Soundtrack for finding the broth. Necessary equipment. HH Theaters. HH Theaters, baby. Ugh. I can handle feels like 0. I can handle 0. I can handle -5. I can handle feels like -5. I can't handle -5 and feels like hell. It's just too cold. We must find the broth so we may boil the chicken off the bone and have a sandwich. I don't know, this thing even start in this weather? It must. Come on, baby. Start now. Come on, baby. 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 As our presumed protagonist but continued to yank at the soundtrack machine, we began to wonder, was this sandwich really worth it? It is. It's boiled off the bone via the broth of hot potato soup, extra chunky. And it's going to be used for at least 2 lunches. It must be worth it. But the soundtrack worth it? Hashtag always. Yes, let's go. We got her going. We got her going. We got her going. Come on. We got her going. We got her going. Come on. Yes. So far, no sign. Meaning no sign from the gut. And on something like this, you really got to go by the gut. Where are you going to find broth? It could be anywhere. We pause. We pause for some hydration. So we may continue. Stay and it'll keep you company. I'm gonna warm up a bit. It's negative 30 out here. Does that work for you? Something like this work for you? Venture to that little hill up there for my hydration. It's actually called Hydration Hill. Sometimes I want to say HH Theaters blows. Like February 2019 wind. But then again, that's all we got. Come on. Oh, fiddles. Why do we do things live? So it's raw, so it's real, I guess. So we don't stress out of perfection. Yeah, that's another reason. I got it. Here's camera 2. Thank you, camera 1, for your service. Enter camera 2. Yes. 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 Is it worth a shot? Is it worth a shovel for a single shot on Hydration Hill? Well, if you're going this far out for a sandwich, bet your touche Hydration Hill's worth a shot. At least it's not Chicago. Negative 50, my goodness. Stay safe out there today. Don't be making sandwiches out there today. Won't be chasing broth out there today. Negative 50 today. My goodness, today. Oh, H&H, H&M. Does that clear the camera? Does that capture hydration hill. Hello? Hello? It flipped on me. So we shall. We're pretending. It's not really the last day of January, people. We're pretending. It's for effect. Stan, you forgot to mention the snowfall. Setting, Corktown, Detroit, Michigan. The final day of the premier month of 2019. Temperature, all-time lows. 8 to 12 inches of frigid snow. Frigid snow, Stan. Ain't it always frigid? On a day like today, rescuing the frozen broth of hot potato soup extra chunky, the snow was extra frigid. Hydration hill. Hydration hill. Alright, Stan. Take her away. I'm gonna get me a drink at Hydration Hill so we can find this broth. Our presumed protagonist goes over to Hydration Hill to get some hydration on top of the hill. watched our proposed protagonist, presumed protagonist, sip his hydration, we began to wonder if this was much less about the broth and much less about making a sandwich and much more about seeking something lost for 20 years. Hey, Stan, I'm just trying to make a sandwich. Save it for the film, yo. Say something about the fine liquor chosen this evening. Your best Baldwin, or decent anyway. I think it's frozen in my jacket. Pausing for another hydration off the hill, Ro takes a sip of most adequate fine liquor. Hydration hill was worth it. I got a hunkering for where this broth could be. Like I said, that's what we're counting on is a hunkering. I think the Motor Kitty got it. No, the Motor Kitty. No, the Motor Kitty. We will go there, and we will find the broth there. Shoot. Live. I forgot the broth, to hide the broth, to find the broth. No camera tricks. We gotta go back to get the broth, to hide the broth, to find the broth, to finish the rescuing of the broth. Dang it. Ooh, this Arctic sun is cold. Feels like hell. By the way, where'd our soundtrack go? Act 2, going back to get the broth, so we could hide the broth, so we could find the broth. Switch back to camera 1, please join me. Oh, days like these, I could use a mitten. Yes. Yes. On our way back, we could look for the soundtrack. Yes. Where did that go? This turned into a real adventure. Where's my soundtrack? Take adventures, they turn into real adventures. Take pretend adventures, they turn into real adventures. Flip it. Flip it. Flip it. Take pretend adventures, they turn into real adventures. Yes. Raw footage. Like in -50 Chi-Town? Oh, we think we got a bollybugger on the line. It ain't 50 there, is it? It ain't 50 there, is it? More like 50 there, isn't it? No comments while we're live. You can save them for the peanut gallery. This shouldn't take that long. We just gotta go back to get the broth, to hide the broth, to find the broth, to finish the story of the broth, to make a sandwich. Slip in there. Going off. Yes. All right, we're rolling. Oh, upside down. Live and learn. Live and learn. Right now it really is getting cold. Boop, boop, boop. You know what? That soundtrack was fake. The soundtrack was fake. I can play it again. That soundtrack was fake. I was using a computer, not a record player. So we can play it again as we go back. This will be fun. This will be fun. Balance. Life is all about balance. Life is all about balance. 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 Much to edit on this one. Secrets revealed. It wasn't the record player this time. It was a computer. Yes. Yes. Reload. Wi-Fi. Easy dozer. We are connected to the telephone. Player balancing. Look at that. Balancing. No soundtrack. You had it once. How many times do you need it? Can you balance again while I put on my mittens? We're supposed to do well rehearsed, so in the live it was just as good as edited because it was going to be smooth. The next live will be well rehearsed. Or not. Well, it's not bad. It's on the mittens. Boop, boop, boop. Boop, boop, boop. Ashes to ashes, funky to funky. We know Major Town's a junkie. All time low. Oh, 6 to 10 inches, 8 to 12 inches. Going back to get the broth, to hide the broth, to find the broth, to finish the adventure, to make a sandwich. %. Turn on the gas. Get some motor kitty. Gotta get some motor kitty. The motor kitty has the broth. I learned this on Hydration Hill. The only way to find it was to go on a hunch. And I found my hunch on Hydration Hill. Hunch Hill. And the soundtrack is found. Frozen. Got her. Motor kitty has the broth. I'm sure of it. Got a hydration on Hunch Hill. Got a hunch on Hydration Hill. Motor kitty has the broth. I'm sure of it.
broth. Hashtag don't forget the props. Broth is in here, but it's not really, you gotta find it. We gotta go find it at the kitty. That's how the story is supposed to go. Okay, now I hide it behind my back so you don't think I have it. And our adventure begins. Again, all time low. Hiking with Roe and Staniel. You know what? Since we have a soundtrack, I might as well introduce you to all the players in these productions. By now you know that I'm Roe. Staniel calls me Cookie. It's like a nickname for Cook. Staniel, Stan the man. Interesting entertainment. Staniel McGregor, S-T-A-N-I-E-L. Last name McGregor, M-C, capital G-R-E-G-G-O-R. I have a few Staniel McGregor friends on MySpace, but none of them spell it that way. That's what I think makes Staniel unique. He spells his last name, besides, instead of Daniel, it's Staniel, and there are others, but his last name is with 2 G's. 5%. This might be a to be continued. 5%. Then we get to the broth. Hashtag get a new phone. Boy, this is becoming exciting. Can we find the broth before camera 1 runs out of battery? Staniel, Stan the Man McGregor. He calls me Cookie, I call him Buffy. Buffy's his nickname for Buff. Buff stands for B-U-F-F. Big ugly fat fella. Because that's what he is. I'm sorry, blue ugly fat fella. Because he's fat, he's a fella, he's ugly, and he's blue. He's always blue. Makes me blue sometimes. But we get along. You gotta get along. He's gonna be around. Gotta get along with the blue if you want to get along. Oh, Motor Kitty. Oh, Motor Kitty. 4%. Dang, dude. Facebook Live eats your battery up. Like a whole chicken sandwich. Facebook Live eats your battery up like a whole chicken sandwich. Pulled chicken boiled off the bone via the rescued broth of hot potato soup, extra chunky. That's how we have soups at CT Cafe, extra chunky. Things to expect at CT Cafe. Soup's extra chunky. As many cloth napkins as you want at the table. Your own personal pot of coffee. Your own personal loaf of sliced toast. And all ready now, hot, healthy plates, only $5. Yes, sir. Disclaimer, Drinks are also $5, including water. That includes refills, meaning each refill is also another $5, including water. But you can't beat that price on the plate. It's hot, it's ready, it's healthy, it's now. Motor Kitty. Motor Kitty. Motor Kitty got her kitty. There we are.